on AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, what up, happening? Y'all know it's hump day, don't ya? Happy hour, Sports 56, Gabe Kuhn, your good friend John, well, Johnny Radio, John Harden, whatever you want to call me, but I'm going to tell you something. We got Ron Tillery in the house today. We got NBA news going down. We got all kinds of stuff that's going on in the world. We also got Steven Jackson, who's acting like a fool. We got crazy stuff from the leadoff with my good friend Gabe Kuhn. We have quarterbacks to talk about in the National Football League. We have basically so much stuff to get to. I don't even know what to say, but I just want to say that you need to keep it locked and loaded all day long, all day strong, right here to Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM. And don't forget, for all you people out there who are kind of maybe new to this, 56 join, that's 56 join, is what you send to 67129. 67129 is the text line. That's how you text the show. I'll ask a sports question here in just a second. You agree with me, you disagree with me, you want to slap me, you want to tell me I'm smart, you want to tell me I'm beautiful, you want to tell me I'm stupid, you want to tell my girlfriend how funny she is by shaving my head. Whatever you want to do, let it fly at 67129. That is our text line. But you have to send 56JOIN to 67129. Get a bounce back. Save it at 56. Just save that bad boy. It's Sports 56. And you can text to all the programs from mornings to middays to happy hour to sports time. Bing, bang, boom. You got it all. You know what I'm saying? That's how you want to do it. Then don't forget, watch us live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. Now, you can see it probably from at Gabe Kuhn, which is at G_Kuhn71. Or you can see it from John Harden's Twitter account, which is at Johnny_radio. But all you have to do is go to Sports 56 WHBQ, and you can see it from any of those places, from Twitter, from Facebook, from YouTube, from Periscope, from Instagram. Sports 56 WHBQ has you locked and loaded, and the only reason that you are locked and loaded are wonderful people like, Gatlin at Memphis Farmers. But I also have to say thank you so much to Family Leisure. They give you the Family Leisure Studios, and Family Leisure is what I call the adult Toys R Us. 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. And right now, you're thinking to yourself, dadgummit, man, it's hot outside. It's July. I missed July 4th. But dadgummit, man, look how cheap pools are right now. But dadgummit, it's too much work. COVID-19's got me freaked out. Did you know that you can right now go in there and put in a 2020 pricing on your pool and have the first installation of 2021? That's straight up Dizope, if you know what I'm saying. So Family Leisure, who give you these beautiful Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together, they got your back. They got you rocking and rolling. And by the way, just so you know, they're ready to take care of you. Now, Gabe Kuhn, how is life treating you, my good friend?
Well, little disturbed about some of
a
the
lot disturbed. Sounds
a lot
today.
disturbed about the Deshaun Jackson, Steven Jackson
I'm
sort
glad
of thing.
that
We're going to talk to
that.
I'm disturbed. I can't lie. I mean, it hits a chord with me given the fact that I have a side of the family that is Jewish,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to deal with stuff like this, and has had to deal with stuff like this
Anti-Semitic
during
stuff
their life.
has no place anywhere in
so-
sports. But, it also is BS for the people that I'm going to get something and mention to you that I'm upset about. Why are people so basically two-faced? Like, one thing, they're going to support one thing, but then the other time they're like, oh, forgive Deshaun Jackson and Steven Jackson. Again, hold on. What was it they said? Like, one act, like, could you imagine? And I'm going to repeat. These are not my words. This is, Stephen A. Smith said, this was just a young brother trying to educate himself. Hold up. Wait up. So if I came out and said something on the radio show, and I said something that was completely anti-Semitic or just flat out racist, am I going to get a pass because I was trying to educate myself? Because, again, I did tweet out, I think, what was it that I tweeted out? Ignorance, no matter what, should never be taught. Love breeds love, hate breeds hate. Figure it out. You know what I mean? Don't be teaching hate or preaching hate, especially out in these streets. And then don't go out there and talk about how you're the only persecuted people on the planet. So that was one of those things that kind of did, just like you said. I'm glad that you got
And we'll
into
get
that.
to it.
And we're going to get to it more. And I have Ron Tillery on. And we have so many people who are going to call us at 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255 if you want to talk about any of this stuff. Because we have very important stuff that we want to talk about. And again, we have like Patrick Mahomes getting mad contracts. And we have all kinds of things going on with COVID-19. We have Moussa Cisse. Prayers. Come on, Tiger fans. Keep praying. Because I don't know, man. You hearing any rumors?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing about leans.
Hold on, are you hearing any ones
like,
that make you feel kind of good? That
yeah,
make you wanna wiggle?
yeah. You should feel good if you're a
Kinda.
Memphis fan, somewhat. But obviously, you shouldn't feel great until the announcement comes out.
I know somebody's going to call in right on if this happens during the show, by the way. Terry D, what's up? He'll call in if this goes down during the show. But anyway, we're all praying for Moussa Cisse to come be a Memphis Tiger. We got so many things that we're going to talk about during this show. Again, you can be part of it. Me and Gabe Kuhn are going to be with you all day long, all day strong, until we hand this baton off to Brett Norsworthy and our good friend Drew Barrett. But right now, I'm in the box, man. Let's lead this John off.
And we're going to lead off the leadoff with what we were talking about just a second ago. I'm very disturbed by this whole thing, and I want to know your thoughts on it. Obviously, Deshaun Jackson came out with comments where he quoted what he thought was Hitler. It wasn't actually Hitler, but regardless, it was about how white Jews were extorting America, and it was just highly anti-Semitic. I can't put it any other way than that. It was racist, anti-Semitic, whatever you want to call it. And then, just out of left field, Steven Jackson backed up his comments and said he didn't need to apologize, Deshaun Jackson, that is, because he was, quote-unquote, speaking
the truth.
I want to know, though, do you think there's been a lack of a response to this?
I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to be honest with you. And I did not want to – this is not when I love sports. Do you know why I got into this? Because sports are something that is a meritocracy. It's not race-based. It's just about the best person gets the job. I talk about this quarterback, this running back, this defensive back. I talk about this linebacker, this left fielder, this center fielder, Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth. I talk about basketball and the Grizzlies, Ja Morant being one of the greatest players in the whole wide world. I did not ever think that when I came to work, I was going to get in these types of discussions. That now that I am here, though, I do feel at least an obligation to tell at least my opinion, because I am on the
And I think it's just that, John. I think it's an obligation. You have to speak up on it.
And I do feel an obligation, and I feel when it comes to all this, is it okay to say I'm a little lost? I'm a little disheartened and broken? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Saddened to me. I mean, if I wanted to sit there and if I was talking to a shrink or something, they asked me how you felt about all this stuff, I would say I don't know where to turn because I turn this way and I hear hate from this person. This is like the person who's like the head of the free world. And then I look over this way and I hear somebody who is a co-owner of the Atlanta Dream. And they're also opposing hate, or at least not supporting what I think is, an oppressive situation. But then you start reading deeper and then again, I don't want to get too deep in this. But again, Steven Jackson kind of opened up the door. And what he said has messed my head up in such a way. I'm lost. Because I never thought we were going about Black Lives Matter to Jews don't. How the hell did we get here, bro? Did they realize about the Holocaust? Why would you quote what you thought was Adolf Hitler? I want to cry, to be honest with you. Are we that bad are we doing that bad in this country about educating our youth to history to where they don't know that you can't quote Hitler? Because I feel almost like this is somewhat in my era and those older than me's fault, because no person on Twitter or Instagram or Twitch or whatever the hell you call these things, or TikTok, should be quoting Hitler or what they think is Hitler, and then come out and say, but I ain't got no hate in my heart. Do they know what happened in World War II? Have they ever seen what happened in World War II? They've heard of D-Day, right? They understand the invasion of Normandy. They understand about how Poland was invaded and all the loss. Are you bleeping kidding me? Do you know that the last time that you're ever going to see a picture of FDR, Stalin, and my man Churchill chilling is then, because Russia, England, and the United States probably never going to be working together ever again. But in World War II, Hitler was so bad that they were literally working together to stop this maniac. And you're quoting him in 2020. So, no, I'm sorry, Gabe. I don't even know how to answer the question, but say I'm sad and I'm lost. And I'm for, let me tell you something, I'm for Black Lives Matter. I am for Jews. I am for Arabs. I am for white men, black men, red men. The thing with the Redskins this weekend. Again, why is it that we can't realize that we're all just humans? We all want to support our heritage, but we all need to realize that we need each other. And our heritage is only one thing. It's our history. Going together, we have to have each other. And we have to realize the only thing that y'all are talking about that separates you is some BS skin color. Stop it.
It's just, for me, so disheartening to see a guy who's been so outspoken and I thought was a voice of peace, love, justice.
Yeah.
So close to George Floyd, and him to come out
again, George Floyd
back up anti-white Jew propaganda. And I can't put it any other way than that.
I want to answer something.
But I'm just saying, from this day forward, though.
Boss?
Yeah,
how would you feel if he's his boss?
From this day forward, anything he says on these matters seems invalidated, and that's just how it is. You can't take back what you said.
I don't even know.
This is absolutely horrible, and I can't say it enough. And I think if you felt compelled to speak on other things, I think the Drew Brees situation is one of them. You should be compelled to speak on this.
Can I ask you something? And this is one thing I don't want to do. I ain't going to compare one horrible act to another one. But Drew Brees came out and said immediately, I'm sorry, and then listened. He even went after the president. The key is Drew Brees listened. There was this one moment. There was a moment where Drew Brees had a thing where he tweets out. And by the way, this is something that Drew Brees has spoke his entire life. But this is what I wanted to ask you a question, Gabe. Did you notice this about Drew? He paused. He listened. He took what he said. He realized the movement that we were in. He even then, next thing you know, was attacking the president and other people and supporting Black Lives Matter, and he was front row right there with everybody. apologize for everything he did. He didn't stand up and say, after somebody came at him, damn right. And I didn't see anybody come out there. I mean, well, I did, but they were usually like nobody that Drew Brees associated with. But again, Steven Jackson, I'm sorry, brother. Did you lose your mind? Do you think he lost his mind? And did Sean also lose his mind?
Here's the thing. It's
Because
such a
don't
bizarre
they take away
thing.
from Black Lives Matter?
I don't think that aligns with any part of that movement.
No, I don't either.
And people are going to start making
hate.
And people are going to start making that connection, and I think that's completely unfair, and I think this is just absolutely awful. And again, it invalidates what Steven Jackson says about race relations going forward. It as much as that pains a lot of people, how much good he's done in the past 2 months, this immediately kills it.
Now, and I got to say the last thing about this, then we're going to the next question. I said this about Steven Jackson. Ignorance being spread and hate being spread sure isn't an education that should ever be taught, period. Hate breeds hate. Love breeds love. Get it straight, my man.
Last thing I'll say on this.
I was going to say, also, did you see Duncan?
Yeah, I did.
I love what she said. She said,
it's an ESPN anchor, by the way.
She said this on SportsCenter, by the way. Host Elle Duncan said, I have the last word here, because they were going to break, and it was the end of the show. And she said, if this was an anti-black rather than an anti-Jewish statement, the NFL's reaction would have been quickly and overwhelming. There is no hierarchy when it comes to bigotry. Amen to that, damn it.
The last thing I'll say is I hope both these men learn from this, apologize and find out, but I'll tell you right now, the damage is already done. There's nothing you can do to take it back. Now, I want to get to something else in sports.
No hierarchy to hatred.
NFLPA informed its Board of Representatives yesterday that the NFL proposed a 35% player salaries be held in escrow to help manage costs during the 2020 season.
Bernie Williams is
now
damn straight.
Curious. Obviously, none of this has been agreed on, but are we staring down labor negotiations similar to what the MLB had?
Not badly. Not nearly as bad, personally, in my opinion. This is the first time the players are actually dealing with this. Don't you feel like it? I mean, they've canceled they're like, damn straight you're canceling these preseason games, baby. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's happy about that. They're missing practice and they're doing what.
Although that's very unfortunate to me for the undrafted free agents of the world. I will say that.
No. It's a good point, by the way, Gabe. By the way, and that's the other thing. Baseball, basketball, it is filtered to every sport. And we talked about 40 rounds to 5 rounds in pro ball. But in the NFL, basically, this is going to be one of those years where veterans who've been out of the league just because they know the damn playbook, they're going to be playing, damn it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be the guys who make the roster instead of the young kid because, hey, man, we don't have time to teach him because we don't got any practice time. But anyway, what Gabe's basically talking about, I don't think it is I'm going to tell you why it's not a dangerous move, Gabe. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Because remember when I told you yesterday that in 2021, the TV contracts run out?
Yes.
Do you know when you sent me this thing? I looked up real quick to make sure. Do you know there's a caveat in there? If there's a labor negotiation, a labor issue, did you know those TV deals don't have to pay that year? So every game missed. Currently, which they're going to say it's going to be doubled by 2022, Fox is paying $660 million for a Thursday night game. NBC $950 million for a Friday night. A Sunday night game, and then CBS and Fox pay $1 billion each Sunday for their noon game, and whoever's going to host the whatever the hell, I don't know. Somebody's going to get a second game. I can't remember who it is, but one of them. And they pay $1 billion a day. One gets 2, one gets 1. Then the next week, one gets 2, one gets 1. Think about all that money I just talked to you. Remember what I just said to you? I call it #labor issue. Okay? The NFL is not going to let. Oh, and then AT&T $1.5 billion, Direct $1.5 billion. Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. They're not going to let $10.5 billion basically a month go down the you-know-what because there's a labor issue. This thing will be solved so fast. This is a speed bump before you take your Ferrari out on the Autobahn, brother.
And truth be told, the NFLPA has always found a way to get walked all over by the owners. And I'll just leave it at that.
S is truth, bro.
It is. So usually what the owners want, the owners get in the NFL.
Yes, that is true.
Now,
And by the way, you know what it is? They get money.
Moolah. Now, Senator Kelly Loeffler. By the way, speaking of which,
wow.
What about the whole stock selling before the coronavirus pandemic? Okay, I'll shut my mouth right there. Co-owner of the Atlanta Dream, and she wrote the WNBA commissioner Kathy Engelbert to express disdain with the Black Lives Matter movement. The WNBA plans to put Black Lives Matter on the courts. She calls it, Loeffler that is, a political movement. And here's the quote: "I adamantly oppose the Black Lives Matter political movement, which has advocated for the defunding of police, called for the removal of Jesus from churches, and the disruption of the nuclear family structure, harbored anti-Semitic views, and promoted violence and destruction across the country. I believe it is totally misaligned with the values and goals of the WNBA and the Atlanta Dream, where we support tolerance and inclusion." Now, players, I very, very predictably, have called for her to sell the team. Should she?
Can I ask you a question? Before Steven Jackson and Deshaun Jackson opened their mouth, would there be any reason for even pause? But when they open their mouth and they say the things that they say, I hate to say this, unfortunately, but Loeffler, everything she said was BS, but by adding an anti-Semitic view, and then you just see Deshaun Jackson and Steven Jackson, do you know what that does? Conspiracy theorists here, hate groups over here. You added fuel to that young lady's fire. I hope you understand that. And by coming out instead of, again, love breeds love, please remember that. If I can ever teach you something, if somebody comes up to you and talks bad to you, make them feel this big. Like, that means really tiny. They talk ugly to you, say I love you, I'll pray for you, and I'm sorry. I hope you have a better day. Talk about messing up their world. They'll be like, what? I just told you to bleep yourself. And you just told me I'm going to pray for you? Mess their world up. Make them look at themselves in the mirror. Don't look at yourself. And what unfortunately I'm saying is, instead of people looking at Kelly, people are looking at Steven and Deshaun, because who has a bigger name than Kelly? Steven and Deshaun. She's a WNBA. Yes, you can say she is a very shady politician. Her and, who was the other dude that she... Burr, thank you. Burr sold the stocks, which they said they were planning on doing before the meeting. Come on, man. Anyway, if you don't play any digital politics, you don't know what I'm talking about. But she's a staunch supporter of Donald Trump. She sold a bunch of stocks. She did a bunch of things that were very, very shady. But all of a sudden, you have Steven Jackson supporting Deshaun, and there's this huge anti-Semitic... I don't even know how to
elephant in the room, truthfully.
Yes, basically. How else can I say it? I don't even know how to say it. It's like all of a sudden you have this movement, and then it's like, let me blow up this balloon. And it's like, whoa. And then you have one of the biggest dudes on planet Earth quoting he thinks Hitler, and then another dude telling him, yo, he's just speaking the truth. And then he even says that he knows my three-ball manager is Jewish.
The owner.
My three-ball manager owner is Jewish, but he knows I ain't talking about him. Like, what? Like, would you accept that, Steven? Would you accept that? Absolutely not. Again, hate breeds hate. Love breeds love. But not only that, when you breed hate, you give other hate mongers, which is so damn sickening, you give them a pedestal, and basically a buffet and that's why I said a platter, because now they can.
It's like throwing gasoline on a fire.
But now this woman can go out there and pick Steven Jackson and Deshaun Jackson, and she can talk about all this anti-police movement and all this, and look at this guy. And guess what? It's like a magic trick that this politician just pulled out of her hat. And it all because of two very, very ignorant comments by two very prominent people. And that is what is heart-wrenching. Because instead of paying attention to this sorry woman who made a whole bunch of money on coronavirus and who owns the dream and talks hate, the only thing people were talking about was, well, she did say they're anti-Semitic, and, well, look. And you know what? Again, that's the whole trick of this game. Don't fall into that trap. Remember, love breeds love. Don't add gas. Hate is hate. Stay away from it. My friend Chad Gallen at Memphis Farmer, he's a baller shot caller. Check him out. That's memphisfarmers.com. We'll be back in Shoe Shakes, baby. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Check out Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 FM and 87.7 FM.
Summertime and the living is easy. No more cutting or paying utilities. Literally, you guys, Town Village Audubon Park, nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, theme dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Upgrade to luxury. Visit the Umansky Luxury Complex at Ridgeway at 385. Umansky Maserati and Alfa Romeo, Lincoln of Memphis, and Acura of Memphis. One convenient location for incredible brands. Ridgeway and 385. Come see the Italian race-inspired performance of the Stelvio and Ghibli, precision-crafted performance of the RDX and MDX, or the amazing new Aviator, Navigator, or Nautilus. Rates as low as 0%. Payments from $279. 90 days until your first payment at the Umansky Luxury Complex at Ridgeway and 385. While qualified buyers, offers cannot be combined.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World. The year is 2019, and someone is waiting for a table at a restaurant.
Thompson, party of 4. Thompson, party of 4. Thompson, party... Oh, there you are.
This has been The Sounds of the Old World. Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Sports 56 Happy Hour. You know who your friend is, Johnny Radio. And guess who Gabe Kuhn is? Oh, that's right. He is Gabe Kuhn. He's always pushing them dials, talking to everybody. And by the way, he's also putting everybody in check because if you make a mistake, if you come sideways, I'm going to tell you one thing. You don't want him to put you in check. Follow him at G_Kuhn71. He was putting people in check this morning. I was loving it at G_Kuhn71. Follow me at Johnny_Radio. And remember this. If life gets, hard, if it slaps you upside the head, guess what I got for you? Brian Elder Roofing Solutions. You're like, John, you're singing. And I'm like, dadgum right I am. You know why? It's hump day, baby. I got something for you on a little hump day right here. What it is 901-867-0303. That's 901-867-0303. Chris Price, my great friend. I've known him for so long, it's not even funny. Call him. 901. That was pretty good, by the way. Did I sound like him?
Yeah.
Call me.
Yeah.
Is that pretty good?
Yeah,
I've been
you're
around
right.
him way too much. I should sound like him sometimes.
You're all right, man.
No, I'm all right. Thanks a lot, buddy.
What?
Yeah. Whatever. 901-867-0303. Call him. Chris Price. I don't sound as good as Chris does. Gabe just made me obviously understand that. But I will tell you one thing. Brian Elder and Chris Price, they have hooked up and made the best roofing company on planet Earth. They can literally measure your roof from outer space. Keep this whole COVID-19 thing under control. They comply with all social distancing standards. They stay in your driveway. They call you. They check on everything. You just give them a call, whether it's commercial or residential, or go to brianelderroofing.com. But just call them up. Have them come out there. If you need a new roof, they'll get in touch with your insurance company. They'll make sure that they take care of all the hard lifting, like putting on the roof. And realistically, the cool part is they take care of all the paperwork, the insurance stuff. Like my dad had to get a new roof, and he doesn't even understand how it happened because it was done. And then he was like, thanks. And he gave him a high five. And he was like, man, that was dope, man. So I'm just very proud of the simple fact that Brian Elder Roofing is the best in the business. Now, I got to talk to you about a few things. 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. That is the number. And people at the text line is 67129. We have been talking about everything in this country, and we definitely have basically told the truth, at least in my opinion, about everything. I'm trying to be 100% honest with all of y'all. We have talked about what's going on in Atlanta. I'm sorry with what's going on. And by the way, you can't force somebody to sell a team for, basically coming out. And Senator Kelly Loeffler, as much as I feel like she messed up as a senator, when it came to what I would call, because if she was a regular citizen and Martha Stewart went to jail and learned how to make weed brownies, I think, because that's why she does a weed brownie with Snoop Dogg now. But anything, Martha Stewart didn't sell as much money in stock as she did. But remember, she's a senator, so she gets okay. Instead of talking about that or talking about what she said, we're talking about how she has come out and said that the WNBAs, having approved displaying the Black Lives Matter prominently on the courts at the IMG Academy in Bradenton, in Florida, where the league will hold its season. She came out and said that she felt that was anti-police. She said that was also for racial violence. I mean, she said it was anti-Semitic. She came out, and again, when you throw out the anti-Semitic part of it, And again, this is a huge supporter of Donald Trump. She came out there and also said that Black Lives Matter is for the removal of Jesus from churches and the disruption of the nuclear family, harboring anti-Semitic views and promoting violence and destruction across the country. Again, after Deshaun Jackson and Steven Jackson basically step in it by quoting Hitler or thinking they're quoting Hitler, that just, again, it just breaks my heart to watch how something that's going in the right direction can so quickly be slapped upside the head. And how can anybody in this world, it almost makes me feel like it's my fault and other people's fault. How do you know, and how do you not know in 2020 that you don't support and tweet Nazism? You know what I mean? Or anti-Semitic views. It's sad. It's heart-wrenching. Guess who I got on the phone? What's up, Cope?
Hey, what's going on, Johnny?
Dude, Russell Copeland, Memphis legend. Back in the day, I got to ask you a question because it was like you back there playing wide receiver. You had Bruce, Anthony Miller coming down the road. We got DeMonte Coxey. We got everybody and their grandmother. Is the University of Memphis, and then we don't even talk about, basically we haven't talked about Pollard. We haven't talked about Henderson. We haven't talked about, that running back who, like, how long did he play in the league and how much money did he make? I hate to say, I shouldn't even say that, but you know who I'm talking about. D'Angelo. No, realistically, how many years did he play at running back?
I think he played like 11 or 12, something like that.
D'Angelo Williams. The bet is he going to be? Is he in like Isaac Bruce and D'Angelo? Are those the two best all-time Tigers, or like how do you look at that?
Well, I mean, you always have to look at eras, of course, but you also have to look at off the field, look at popularity, and you look at what the player does on the field. I think D'Angelo Williams is definitely one of the most popular Tigers, and what he was able to do on the football field was tremendous. And when you look at Isaac is very quiet. So if you look at what Isaac was able to do at the University of Memphis, it's not the same as what he was able to do in the pros. When you look at Isaac and you look at stats such as myself and Ernest Gray and other guys such as that, the stats are better in my favor, and also Ernest Gray.
Yes, I was about to ask you. This is what I was about to say. Ernest Gray, you had better numbers than Bruce. By the way, you Ernest Gray, people don't even realize that. And then a lot of people, again, with D'Angelo, the smile, the dreadlocks, and again, the seasons with Carolina and then Pittsburgh. And I mean, this young man played from 2006 to 2016. When you spend a decade in the National Football League, you are known and noticed. Now, when you played wide receiver and you're a Super Bowl champ and a 4-time Pro Bowl, you think you would be noticed. And then the other thing that's weird to me is Bruce was not only in there a decade, like D'Angelo was in there for a decade at running back. Nobody plays that long at the running back position. But Isaac Bruce played 15 dead gum seasons, and it's kind of like we forget that. And this is a man who led the league one year in receiving yards. I don't even know how to explain it, man. I mean, his numbers are ridiculous. He should be in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying. He'll be there.
Well, he is in the Hall of Fame.
He is. That's what I'm saying. But how come? Why is D'Angelo always looked at as the bigger and better Tiger?
I mean, because what I'm saying, when you look at Isaac, I think Isaac's professional career is way better than his college career. Yes, he put up some numbers, but it was totally different. I think credit to Isaac. Isaac got better. When you look at Isaac, when Isaac came out of University of Memphis, he didn't even play in the Senior Bowl. He played in the Blue-Gray. So he had to work his butt off to be able to get drafted as the number one pick in the second round. And he worked his butt. He got better. He got faster. And he continued to work. And when you're playing in the professional league, things have to fall in place for you. And things fell in place for Isaac with his work ethic and the team around him. You were able to get Torrey Holt. Kurt Warner, came out and played, outstanding. So that team with Marshall Faulk it fit the things that he was doing. And with his credit, like I said, he got better. When you look at DeAngelo Williams has been a top running back in the nation since high school, and he's been popular in this area.
Ooh,
so he comes in and he plays as a true freshman. And from the time he stepped on the field, you knew that this guy was special, and he'll play on Sunday.
That's such a great point. Now, I have to ask you something again, and I know it's different from when you played. And now, this is also something that I also wanted to bring up right before I did, switch things up. A lot of people don't remember this, but, when you played with Isaac, by the way, what was it, 1993, I believe y'all were both on the field, or 92? I can't remember what it was.
92, we both were juniors.
It was 92, that's right. It was 92. You led the team in receptions, and he had 30, 39, 35, something like that?
Yes, something like that. And like I said, when you look at it, we would run the football a lot. But, in Isaac's credit, my credit, and also Matt Cody, we had to share the football. Mm-hmm. And I had to share the football with a future Hall of Famer. And just like I said, when you go to those, man, it's just different. I mean, you have to be able to fit with the team. You have to work your butt off, and everyone works. But the talent level between being number one, number two, and number three is very slim, except perhaps the quarterback position. So you have to get into a system where you can fit, where you can play. And those things help out a lot. For me, I was able to go to a great team, but I had Hall of Famers that I had to play behind. And you only have so many years to play in the National Football League, and playing behind Andre Reed, playing behind James Lofton, playing behind Don Beebe, and being able to catch maybe, say, for instance, one pass for 60 or three passes for 100 or one pass for 80. When you look at those things, you don't get a lot of opportunities. And Isaac was able to go in a situation where he was the main guy. He was drafted very high. He worked his butt off, and things fell in place for him, and he's a Hall of Famer. So that's a huge difference. That's why sometimes 6-rounders end up starting. Sometimes first-rounders don't necessarily fit with their first team. They go to another team, and then they jail. So it's a lot of intangibles that goes in when you get drafted.
Now, I wanted to bring this up, and the reason I wanted to talk about you and Isaac and DeAngelo is because these are the guys that are the upper echelon of this program. But when we look at this program, we're talking about this is, from 92, DeAngelo up into 2001. And these are just a few players. Since DeAngelo, realistically, dadgummit, man. Since Fuente came in, and then you had Mike Norvell, and now Ryan Silverfield, who's taking over. And you look at, Anthony Miller. You look at Henderson in the league. You look at Pollard in the league. You look back in the day, Alan Cross, who made it in the league. You look at Don Terry Poe, who's in the league, talking smack to Jerry Jones. But what I'm looking at is right now, DeMonte Coxey looks like a guy who's 100% made for the National Football League, in my personal opinion. We'll see what Pop Williams does. We'll see all kinds of things. We'll see how Brady White distributes the ball. Again, another year where the Memphis Tigers are going to have a running back who I feel like is dead set for the National Football League. I think Kenneth Gainwell is going to the NFL. You've had Gibson. Again, we've talked about DeAngelo. Is Memphis becoming one of those places that a lot of the national football, scouts and players are looking over here and saying, damn, if we need some speed, we need a running back, we need a guy to catch the ball out of the backfield, we need a big, tall receiver or tight end, just look over at Memphis, because it seems like every year they got somebody, dadgummit.
I think, Johnny, the credit goes to the scouting department with the coaches. But for years, from the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s, we've always had skill positions and defensive backs. But even those names that you named now, I still don't think that Memphis is getting the credit that they should get. I look at Antonio Gibson, he goes third round. I look at Anthony Miller, he did go into the second round, but I thought he was a late first round, perhaps maybe an early second round talent. When I look at Henderson is no way, in my opinion, a third round running back. So we're putting guys in the pros, but I still think that Memphis is not getting the respect that they should. I think we're having players that end up getting into the National Football League and make a name for themselves. But I don't think that DeAngelo Williams was a late first-round pick. I thought he should have been somewhere around the mid-round picks, anywhere from around 12 maybe to 18 or somewhere like that. So we are putting players in, and we're known for putting players in, but our players are going to work. They're going to be very smart. They're going to be strong, and they're going to come in and they're going to make a name for themselves because that's what we do in Memphis. We grind.
Yes.
And I just think that we should get more recognition than even we should, than we've gotten before.
And I will say this, you know, I got Gabe Kuhn next to me, who's also an offensive lineman, and I know that, you know, like when when basically they started being able to block and protect their quarterback, let the, you know, open up holes for those running backs, put up a lot of numbers. Also seemed like, you know, it helped out the defense so much. The defensive side got a lot better. They started getting more ballers. People actually came in, wanted to play actually for this defense. This defense next year, in my opinion, very, very senior laden. They got a few sophomores that are going to come in and play, but they're also supposed to be very, very talented. I'm liking what I'm seeing on the defensive side. I love what I see on the offensive side. I'm excited. I hope we get college football at the University of Memphis. But I got to say one thing. Is the best player on this team possibly play on the offensive line in Obinna Eze?
Well, you know, the offensive line, they always do the dirty work. And you can't really have an offensive, you know, great team unless you have the, you know, the offensive line, the linemen are in the trenches. But I just still think that the best player on this football team is Kenny Gainwell.
You think it's Kenny Gainwell? Me too, yeah.
Yeah. I love what I see from this guy. If there's any running back over the past, you know, 5 or 6 years that reminds me of D'Angelo Williams, it's him. You know, when I looked at Henderson now, Henderson had, you know, he could go from 0 to 60 very fast. He had the speed. He had the agility. He comes from a great program in South Panola down in Batesville, Mississippi. But when I look at Gainwell, his balance and how he can shift and go back and forth just reminds me a lot of D'Angelo Williams, but he's kind of small. So he's going to have to get a little bit bigger. We know that he can run. We know he has the agility. He can come out of the backfield, but he will have to be able to get a little bit bigger. But he reminds me also of a McCaffrey at that level. So these type of running backs right here are going. Maybe if he can get up to like 215, then that'll be a good size. I think he's probably around 205, maybe 200, something like that. If he gets to 215 around his junior year, and he'll run a 4.3, there's no question about that. He'll be able to play on Sunday.
Man, Russell Copeland over 16 catches, over 117 yards, 12 touchdowns. Memphis Tiger for life, Memphis Tiger forever. Always joins me right here on Sports 56. We never talk about what we actually plan on. We were going to talk quarterbacks, but we ended up talking about the Memphis Tigers, and that was always fun. Russell, be good out there, my friend.
Thank you, man.
That's my good friend, Russell Copeland. We're late for a break, and always have to remember one quick thing, Memphis Tigers and MemphisFarmers.com. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text BICEP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BICEP to 42424. That's BICEP to 42424.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together.
Strength. What we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to memphisfarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
I absolutely love the fact that I get to talk to you on a beautiful hump day. I love the fact that Sports 56 Happy Hour gives me Gabe Kuhn. That's right, at G_Kuhn71. The man who used to block all those years for all those wonderful running backs and wide receivers, and especially those great quarterbacks back in the day. But I will tell you one thing. I don't know if you saw this, Gabe. I retweeted. If you followed me at Johnny_Radio or at G_Kuhn71, maybe he retweeted it. Did you see the Riley Ferguson one where they were playing Ole Miss? It was like 41-38. I was retweeting like some Tiger greats. And he runs around the quarter and he just throws the ball backwards and like flips it up in the air and like a lineman catches it and runs, of course, to get that out of bounds. You know, win the game. But like Norvell runs out on the field like 15 yards and grabs him and he's like screaming at Ferguson, "Don't you ever do anything crazy like that again, damn it." You know what I'm saying? But anyway, point is the game ended great. And it was just funny to look back on a little bit of Tiger history, as we did a little Tiger history in the last segment with my good friend Russell Copeland. Now, coming up, our historian, Ron Tillery. That is literally, if you don't know Ron Tillery, hell, you don't know Grizzlies basketball, then I basically got to say, yesterday I had Rob Fisher, now I have Ron Tillery. Or no, was it Monday I had Rob Fisher? Now I have Ron Tillery. I am so fired up. The simple fact that is, we got Ja Morant. We got the bubble going down. We got all kinds of stuff going on in the NBA, okay? And I have the Gristorian, to come here and join me at 2 o'clock to talk everything that's going on. We will kind of just probably laugh around. I knew in Hardwood I was going to joke around. I might mess around with Ron. Did you see photos of the food service by any chance?
Yeah, come on, man. It's not that bad.
I've
had worse.
Hold on. Can I ask you a question?
Wait, you talking about WNBA or NBA?
No, WNBA
is on another level bad.
I don't even want to bring that up, okay? Because if I'm going to talk
it makes me sad.
I talk about that lady in Atlanta. WNBA, what they're giving them is sad. When you have sushi, and it's all in like separate plates, or you have fresh cut fruit in the morning, and like, have you seen some of these different pictures, by the way? Because I'm on one of the websites, 1, 2, 3, 4. They got a picture. Again, this isn't, what is it, Firefest? This isn't Jimmy MacGyver. What's his name? Jimmy McElroy? Was it Jimmy McElroy? No. McFarlane. This isn't Jimmy McFarlane. Was it Jimmy McFarlane?
Look, man. Firefest, I think it's Jimmy.
This isn't the fat McFarlane with no money who's in jail, okay? Putting on a BS whatever. There is fresh fruit. There are chips. There are all kinds of great things for breakfast. The dinner, again, like you can pick if you want this or that. The sushi,
I don't get the complaints.
like it looked like dope sushi to me.
And not to mention, I heard from one of the reporters. No, but one of the reporters said that that's just because not everybody's there yet, and they're sort of not tested, so they can't have their normal buffet style meal.
Real quick, just got to ask you again. Fresh greens, arugula, watermelon, pickled red onions, goat cheese, raspberry vinaigrette, tomato, and this is mozzarella capers on just your damn salad. Then you have your Italian green grilled chicken with natural Dude, it's so long I can't even explain it to you. I'm not even going to go there.
Real quick.
Plus whitefish. Go ahead.
You want some Tigers recruiting? I got to get to some Tigers recruiting.
Go ahead.
Quick. Cameron Wright from South Panola, wide receiver, 6'4", has committed to the University of Memphis. This brings the University of Memphis, I saw rivals up to 35th nationally and on 247 34th nationally.
Wow.
in the recruiting rankings.
And this is the most we've ever had at this time of the year ever in the history of the entire program, correct? I mean, wow. Is this guy Ryan Silverfield, by the way, who was your offensive line coach? Is he kicking tail? Yes, he is kicking it, and you know what. Speaking of kicking and you know what, MemphisFarmers.com, my friend Chad Gallen. That's right, 901-235-1176. Remember, auto, home, life, renters, business, motorcycle, recreational, umbrella, whatever. Remember, my good friend at MemphisFarmers.com, Chad Gallen, 901-235-1176. We'll be right back with my very good friend, Ron Tillery, as we go inside the bubble with the Gristorian on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Summertime and the living is easy. No more cutting or paying utilities. Literally, you guys, Town Village Audubon Park, nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, theme dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1. And 87.7.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead.
You don't head back to Tennessee yet. Welcome back in a little bit of Sports 56 Happy Hour. You know it's a beautiful hump day. That's right, we got basketball coming up soon. People got actually baseball schedules out. That's right, July 23rd. They're supposed to have Garrett Cole and Max Scherzer toe the rubber. I wonder if Ron Tillery knows what towing the rubber is, or if he knows exactly. I wonder what his first thought was anyway. Well, guess what? We're going to get to talk to Ron Tillery. I don't know if I'll ask him that question, but I got a lot of questions. If you want to ask him a question, 67129 is our text line. Please check us out. We're not on just 2 FM channels, 96.1 FM, 87.7 FM, and the original AM 560, but we're at Sports 56 WHBQ. We are on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram, and you can follow at G_Coon71. You can follow me. We're all over that place, but the one thing that you came here to do, and that's, well, let's be real, that's to listen to Ron Tillery. Ron, how is life, my good friend?
Man, it's illegal to be how happy I am, but I don't know that phrase that you just mentioned. I had never heard of it before.
Which one?
The last thing you said, I can't even remember now.
Towing the rubber.
I knew it. Okay, I wasn't going to ask you because, most people that I mentioned that to the other day, jokingly, or they were like, "Is that when you were joking about Patrick Mahomes and putting a what was it, a bobby pin?" Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about baseball. Don't worry about it. So we were all giggling and having a good time. But you know what? I got to tell you something. And this is something that I think, can honestly giggle about. And I think me and you were going to giggle about this. The women, I don't think there's anything to giggle about. But, the food situation, some of the players, some of the people tweeting out stuff. When you tweet out fresh fruit and nice sushi and good-looking chicken and nice-looking salads, do you think that makes people feel like you're living life in hell? Like this isn't Fyre Fest again, but when the WNBA tweets out what they're actually dealing with, that is embarrassing, and that's actually something that would actually draw some attention, at least to, in my opinion. Do you think the NBA players need to shut up and actually focus on what the WNBA players are dealing with?
Well, there's a disparity, no doubt about it, because the WNBA doesn't even travel anywhere close to the standards that the NBA does. But I would just caution people, and I always say this just in normal circumstances, stop comparing professional athletes' lives to real life, because there is none. There's no
you're exactly right.
Everybody says, oh, they make millions and they fly first class and they have 5-star hotels. Well, if you're going to beat your head up against a brick wall on that argument, then you just, it's just senseless. There is nothing about this lifestyle. And I'm speaking as a former beat writer who worked every day a week for 7 months. There's nothing about this lifestyle that is akin to regular life.
Nothing that normal people understand. And when you say nothing akin, we're talking about planes, we're talking about hotels, we're talking about travel. You're literally meaning
Johnny Radio,
nothing.
I had a steak dinner every night when I was on the road because I had the Commercial Pills credit card.
I love it.
There's nothing about this lifestyle that is normal. Nothing. Wow. I just did it on a smaller scale. I didn't make millions.
No.
But what, you best believe when I was on the road, I treated myself really nicely.
Oh, hell yes. And by the way, can I ask you something? I don't think that I'm 100% like I agree with you unequivocally, and I would never compete. But do you think that Isaiah Thomas or Troy Daniels and stuff tweeting out pictures of their breakfast, which is fresh fruit or sushi or something like that, complaining? Do you think that doesn't does that not sound kind of tone deaf? Like if I was in there, you know what I'm tweeting about? These stupid bands that I'm wearing that won't let me go into things, or these rings, or how many times I got to go to the doctor. I'm not tweeting about the fact that, for 2 days they leave this food out the door. Again, this in 3 hots and a cot. And again, I know they have Twitter, and if you saw what the WNBA girls were eating comparatively, you would be thinking to yourself, damn, I need to shut up.
I do agree with you. I do think it's definitely tone deaf. I agree with that. It's definitely tone deaf because nobody's feeling sorry for you. I mean, this is, I've heard it being referred to as a $1 billion bubble.
Yep.
When in fact they're paying $150 million.
150, yes, exactly.
Yeah, and so
it's really not that much.
It's definitely tone deaf, and so nobody's feeling sorry for you. So, I think you're gonna get a lot of that just because guys are bored.
I'm just saying, people would be so grateful. Is what I'm trying to say is this is where I think people, when it comes to being tone deaf, I guess what I'm saying is, if you're in that bubble, we heard for so many months about what you're going to do once you get in that bubble. Black Lives Matter. We heard Mike Scott complaining, which I got upset about. Again, call Michelle, call Chris Paul, call Adam Silver. They sent out the email that they sent to every single player and said, put in your request. We just want to make sure you don't put F this on the back of your jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It literally was the most easy, benign rules in the world. But Mike got all upset. Again, this kind of gets upset. And this is what I'm trying to say is the players themselves, from Kyrie Irving, who's not even there, to all the big-time stars, said that they were going down here to make a statement. Well, damn, man, are they not missing the boat right now is what I'm trying to get out right now, Ron. Like, if you want to compare yourself to normal people, if you want to compare yourself to actually caring about normal people, don't complain about your sushi dinner, and don't, I guess, how do I say it? Like, look at what's really going on with the WNBA. Look what's really going on with what the lady said for the Atlanta Dream. Look what certain people are saying. Talk about, the stuff that you want to. Just stop tweeting out your damn food.
Yeah. I don't see any point in that. Again, I think a lot of it is boredom.
Do you think it's just boredom?
Yeah, because think about how many things we tweet about when we're bored. I know I do.
I do.
And
people know when I'm bored because I hit retweet 20 times in a row in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and so, but I think you said it best. It's tone deaf, for sure. And there's nothing you can do about that when there's a certain amount of privilege that goes along with being a professional athlete. That's why, I just get bothered by people trying to compare it to real life.
Yes,
there's nothing real
life about it. No, it's not.
Nothing.
It's kind of like talking about senators or congressmen or presidents, like they live anything that's normal to a real life hell to the nizzo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They work 3 days a month.
People love to say, I work 12 hours a day and I make such and such amount an hour and blah, 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 blah. But you don't have a special God-given talent.
Exactly.
And then what also Johnny gets ignored is how much work these guys put in. So you can say they're playing a child's game, but I've been around professional sports for a long, long time.
And by the way, hold on, you just said something. You can say they're playing a child's damn game, but guess what? What is the most watched game? What is the most watched thing, period? Sports. It is a fact. They put it out yesterday. The top 100 things in the last decade, all of them except for I think 3 things were sports.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I think Gabe, if you want to jump in here, he can identify with this. The fact that people discount how much work these guys put in.
Oh yes,
it's just unbelievable. I've seen guys
and
work
not
their
even to make
butts
it to
off.
the next level too, who work their
And not
butts
even,
off.
so the idea that they're just playing a game and they're not working, it always bothers me because I've seen guys work their butts off, and like you said, they're not even elite, but they work their butts off to be professional athletes.
No one actually ever. I'm not going to say no one, but a lot of people always miss the human element, and that's just like literally such a commonality in sports, and it has been for years and years and years and years, and it's annoying. It's really annoying when you have people that have actually been in those locker rooms, people that have watched the teams like you've, followed teams, been with them, been on the road with them. You understand the work they put in, but a lot of people just don't get to see that, and it's a travesty, honestly.
It really is, but the thing is that both of y'all are so right on every level. But the biggest problem we have is we got, 41 million Americans who are usually at work, sitting at home, watching either MSNBC, CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS, whatever the hell they're watching. And it's all news, and it's all the damn time, and it's always horrible, and it's either Trump or Biden or this person versus this. And it seems like I've never seen it ever. They're not even playing sports yet, but somehow sports have been brought into the arena more this year than I believe in any years past. Am I just living in the moment, or do you, as a historian, do you actually, and again, I know I'm not going back to back when Jim Brown and Muhammad Ali were doing all that. I'm talking about modern times, 90s on, back when, everybody wanted to be like Mike till now. Have you ever seen sports get into the political arena as much as it has as of late?
Well, no, it definitely was not prevalent in the 90s because
at all. It was all about money.
Yeah, and it was all about endorsements. And see, what I try to remind people about today's generation is they're not smiling for a check. Michael Jordan was smiling for a check. Now, granted, he built a brand and he became a billionaire.
Yep.
But when you look at the LeBrons and the Chris Pauls and the Kevin Durant and all of today's,
they signed $200 million contracts at 22 years old.
And Steph Curry, you are not in business with Steph Curry or LeBron James or Kevin Durant unless you are in business with them.
Yep.
And so let me rephrase that. You're not doing business with those guys unless you are in business with those guys.
Ooh, good point.
And so,
I like that.
And so that's the difference. That's the difference. And so yeah, they're exercising their voice. That's why I push back against the platform.
Is this a trickle-down effect, actually, though, in a different way, where we're seeing the college athlete actually looking now, saying, damn, I am a star athlete at a huge university, and my coach is making $5 million, and I'm his best player. Hold up. I don't know how this is going to come across, but I think I think it's more prevalent that a lot of these guys are smart. My son is 17 I hate
years
that,
old.
though.
My son is 17 years old, and he'll be a senior this coming fall whenever they start school. And he brags about being a student athlete because he cares
He's proud.
He cares about getting grades. And it's no longer just cool
to be a baller.
Go and play.
Yep.
Just go be a baller. Football, basketball, whatever, you name it. And a lot of these guys are a lot more. When I say smart, I don't just mean book smart. I just mean
world
they're
smart.
More aware.
They understand
their
branding. By the way,
yeah.
that's a fact.
They're more conscious.
Yep.
And they are learning.
Hell, they're better at the damn
voice.
social media platform than we are.
Yeah.
Look who gets in more trouble. Is it not politicians and senators and pro athletes, or is it kids?
Yeah.
It's the big people.
They're learning to exercise their voice, and it's a beautiful thing because we need young people to be energized. That's why we need people to go and vote.
Dude, have you seen that little girl, by the way, who's like playing her guitar, singing and stuff? Like, I don't even know how to explain it again. What I'm saying is, I think she's probably like 12 years old or whatever, Like she realized she had like a talent. She wrote like a little song about like peace and love. This thing's been watched like 5 million times. It's gone viral. Like young people today are a lot more in tune with basically what would I say public relations and understanding how to navigate basically the internet and socially knowing how to navigate things. Like you don't see as many young people like Gabe Kuhn basically step in a big pile of S like you see a lot of older people do.
Yeah, because, first of all, racism is taught.
It is.
And it's absolutely taught because a lot of young people now are not going for it. They realize what a diverse culture we are, and they embrace it. And they embrace it because we're all the same. But when you have people who teach evil and teach racism, then you get the Karens and what do they call the male version of Karen?
Right now I think it's Larry and there was another one dude on the corner of Germantown was like Ron or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, but
Lloyd.
Lloyd, that's it, Lloyd. I was close.
Yeah, so you don't have people going for that these days, and it's just to bring it back to sports. I just think it's just a wonderful thing that people are speaking up and exercising their voice and just having a consciousness about them. And it's not radical.
No,
it's just about common sense.
It is about common sense, but here's one thing I want to interrupt and ask you, because this is something important to me, because I do have to ask you a basketball question, but this is something that is so important to me to ask you this question. Why is it that we never get it right? And what I mean by that is, why is it the pendulum always swings too damn far? Like, why is it that it never swings because again, we get to to a place where everybody is all gung-ho for one, hey, we are fixing social injustice. And that was the message, correct? And then all of a sudden, we're fixing social injustice. Now we're also going to change the Redskins. Now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do that. Then you got Steven Jackson. You got Deshaun Jackson. You got people tweeting out things. And I'm like, damn it, dude, how is it we always lose the message? Why is it, though? And I understand, yes, everybody has a voice. But why is it you can't see, how it is that sometimes your words and your platform are real powerful? And by the way, again, people forget words do have power. They really, really do.
You know what, Johnny? I don't even know how to answer that, and I'll tell you why. Because I went to the University of Illinois, and we were known as the Fighting Illini, and still are. And as a young journalist pursuing this craft, I still have audio tapes for you young people listening. I have audio cassette tapes of me interviewing leaders of Native American communities about them trying to remove the Chief Illiniwek from the university, and we're talking about early 1990s. So this has been going on for a long time, and that's why I can't answer that question.
Because it's hard.
Because I as a young journalist in college, I was writing about the same issue.
Yep, I hear what you say. I pulled it up the other day. 1992 is actually when it was the whole movement actually started. But again, that's the whole thing about educating yourselves and pendulum swinging. Again, I brought this up. There's over 7,500 articles written from 1700 to 1856, just basically between what was called the Redskins and the white man.
And let me mention this. You brought up the Georgia senator or representative, and she's anti-Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
As it relates to the WNBA. And this is why I think the whole idea of systemic racism is being talked about. I had a boss at the Commercial Appeal who told me to my face that that whatever he said shouldn't have offended me. And the idea that he felt
he told you it shouldn't have offended you?
To say that is just ridiculous. You do not get to tell me what offends me. And so
point.
when it comes to Native Americans and the Washington Redskins and Chief Alinowick and Indians and all this stuff, you don't get to decide.
Thank you. That's what I've been saying the whole time. I want to talk, I want to hear, there's, the thing that breaks my heart, there's only 5.6 million, according to the U.S. Census, Native Americans actually, and I talked to a bunch of them, and they don't even like to be called Native Americans because they say this: I was in these lands 2,400 years before you showed up. The United States is 244 years old. We were here, 2,600 years ago, basically, is what they're saying. Over that. And I do understand. They're like, hey, we're Indians. We're Cherokee. We're Chickasaw. We're Navajo. We're whatever. And I get it. And I just what I'm trying to say is I am tired for that 20-year-old kid in school speaking for a 5.6 million people.
And John, you know me, and I know a lot of people listening to me might say, "Oh, Tillery's about to play the race card." Well,
Ron.
No. Here's the reality. This is what systemic racism looks like.
Yep.
When Lionel Hollins becomes the Grizzlies head coach, I get called into the office, and they say, "Can you cover this guy?" And I'm like, "What?"
What do you mean?
Well, you've known him, So what's that code for? Okay, how many assistant coaches have I known throughout my career that happened to become head coach?
Dave Yeager, like through the Grizzlies. Lord,
so,
you were the Grizzlies.
And so Dan Wolken knew Josh Pastner for a long time. And when Josh Pastner became head coach, do you think they pulled him in and said, "Can you cover this guy?"
Nope.
So, okay, if you think I'm playing the race card, so be it. But I'm just telling you, this is the kind of stuff that happens, and everybody has a story. Now,
if they brought in Woken, they would have brought in a bag of diapers and a pacifier, and they're like, "Could you cover this guy?"
I promise you, that's the first time you've ever heard that story.
No, I promise you it is. You've never told me that on air, off air, anytime. Ever.
Yeah. That's the first time ever, because we don't wake up carrying that stuff. But I'm just saying it happens. It exists. And I'll call out the Commercial Appeal. I'll call out Sports 56. I'll call out anybody.
You will.
Because
you'll call me out when I screw up. You call me up when I make a mistake. You called me immediately in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Yo, homie, you were wrong. So that's again, I appreciate that, and that's why I think you're a great, not just a Grizz historian, but a historian and just a good person. And again, as much as I want to ask you everything about what's going on in this bubble, I want to get and talk about the Lakers, the Grizzlies. I just think our conversation that we're having is more important right now. And I wanted to ask you, though, personally, how bad did Deshaun Jackson and Steven Jackson hurt truthfully? Because I feel like they gave the Karens, they gave the senator of the dream, Miss, what's her name, Loeffler or whatever, they gave all these people, as long as they get to throw in anti-Semitic and, he talked Hitler, and that's part of Black Lives Matter. And it's amazing how just 2 powerful people can make a simple mistake. But when you attach Hitler to it, it basically deflates almost, it deflates a movement almost. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? I honestly can't speak to that because I do not know what they said. I honestly don't know what they said, and I'm not trying to bail on you.
No. You don't want to watch it. I know how it is. You don't want to watch it.
I don't know what they said. I just will say this: for that senator to be anti-Black Lives Matter, and for people to make it an organization and not a movement.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. How fast are people to that? Yeah. That's the thing that breaks my heart. Yeah. You don't, and this is where systemic racism comes in, is because it's basically one person makes a mistake or anybody, they categorize a group of people and they put them in this tribal bubble and they cast this dispersions on an entire group. So when Deshaun Jackson and Steven Jackson speak, instead of it being Deshaun Jackson and Steven Jackson, it's an entire group that gets labeled, and that is systemic racism.
Yeah. Well, I would just encourage people to just shut up and listen.
I like that.
I think that's what's missing right now.
Shut up and listen.
Just listen. You know what? You got some commentators that want to say shut up and dribble, shut up and throw the ball, shut up and do this. Just shut up and listen, because people have valid feelings, and they've been made to feel a certain kind of way. You don't wake up being racist. You don't wake up, hating white people. Like I had an idiot. I mean, I'm gonna tell you this. And this is gonna be in the book. I'm giving you a preview of the book.
I'm ready for this.
This is gonna be in the book. I had an idiot sports editor who told me I didn't like the head coach of the Grizzlies because he was white.
Hold on. I also remember, what's his name, saying he didn't want to draft what's his name because he was a white guy, and he couldn't draft a white point guard or something. Like, dude, I've heard, like, dude, there's reverse racism. There is racism on every single damn level, and people want to pretend that there's not.
What sports editor looks at you in your face and says something like that?
Idiot.
I mean, seriously. And it was because it was who's the guy? Dave Yeager.
Oh, yep. I knew exactly it was Dave after he replaced Lionel. Yep, I knew exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sad, but you know what? It is the truth. And by the way, you got to remember something: ignorance being spread, hate being spread, all that stuff being spread. That ain't an education.
Oh man, let me tell you, there's a lot of reasons why I left the commercial appeal, and that's one of them. There's a lot of reasons why I left. But you know what? Let's talk about this bubble. They're getting fed crap, and I bet you LeBron James is not eating what Troy Daniels got fed.
Bet you $1 million he's not either. Because he's eating filet mignon, and he is eating it like whatever he wants, and he probably has shakes. But now I do have to ask you this, because I said this, and I got taken to the task yesterday. I said, I'm sorry, people. I think that there's only one team that like this whole thing is for one team. You got Dwight Howard coming back. He's giving his whole check basically to breathe again, not just to give the check to breathe again, but to make a front court. You have Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard. That's 7 feet. That's 14 feet. What? 700 pounds almost. I mean, or like it's getting close. I mean, it's like 14 feet, 600 pounds. Damn it. Those are two monster men that can basically take care of the rim. And you know what you do? You put LeBron James, and all he has to do is worry about small forwards, shooting guards, and point guards, because you got AD and Dwight Howard in the back. And I know we talked about back in the day, pace and space, Steph Curry. Oh, it was the Golden State Warriors. This year, with LeBron James being LeBron James and the fact that you have two monsters in the back, is the Lakers, are they not the team to beat?
Well, I think they're one of the teams to beat, but my money's on the Clippers. I think they're deeper.
You a quiet man.
And I think they're more versatile. I'm going Clippers as the favorite if they're healthy. And it looks like they got everybody coming to the bubble. And my dark horse in the East is the Sixers. They underachieved on the regular season, but they got all this rest. Everybody's healthy. And I know Boston is probably a lot of people's dark horse, but I'm going Sixers in the East, and I'm going Clippers in the West.
And you know what? I got to say, I agree with everything you said. And the other thing I just got to also say about the 76ers, let's just be real, okay? Brett Brown, if they don't make some noise this year in that bubble, kiss Brett Brown's butt goodbye. Do you agree?
Well, they've been a part of that process, and I don't know if I agree. I think they just ride or die with them. And,
really?
And I think it's nice when organizations allow their coach to grow with the team.
Oh, I think it's nice. I just don't know many billionaires that are that patient.
I don't know if you can bring somebody in at this point that's going to put them over the top, because they still have some very, very, very young talent.
Till, I love you, dog. I'm late for a break. I could talk literally all day long, all day strong with you. We didn't even talk basketball. We just talked life.
I was trying to close the store. I was trying to close the store with you.
Dude, close it. Take me out.
No. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, I love you more than anything, Ron.
And we can talk hoop all day, any day.
Man, hey, we're going to do this, man. Hey, you be good out there and stay safe. I'll talk to you soon. All right, brother?
Okay, sounds good, man.
That's my friend Ron Tillery. What you don't do is touch the dial. Hardwood next. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hertz. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Ugh. My stomach.
Don't worry, I've got you covered.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
What's that?
It's Pepto-Bismol Chews.
Pepto-Bismol's now in a chew?
Yeah, they taste great and provide fast relief. And now you can always have Pepto-Bismol handy.
Let me try it.
Try new Pepto-Bismol Chews for fast relief.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
By the way, I love Willie Mammoth. They say you should wear a coat. That's at least from my buddy over at Widespread. Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm Johnny Radio. That's Gabe Kuhn. Carl Morris is going to be in the house with Brett Norsworthy and our buddy Drew Barrett for Sports Time to drive you home from 3 to 6. I'm about to give you some hardwood because dadgummit, it feels so good. But I got to ask you a question. Peter Edmiston, I know his favorite animal is a hippo. CJ's is a turtle because he likes Ninja Turtles. Greg and Eli, I have no idea because they're adults. Gabe, what's your favorite animal?
A platypus. I'm just kidding. I don't know, man. I don't think about these things on a daily. What is your favorite animal? Did you say woolly mammoth?
I thought for sure you were going to say a beaver. I would have said mine's a woolly mammoth. I thought for
Why
sure.
would I say Bieber?
Because you love Oregon State.
Okay, all right.
But no, I just thought for sure that was coming. But no, I want a woolly mammoth. I'm going to get one. You watch. They're bringing that sucker back. But I will tell you, I'm not a scientist, but there's a scientist that's going to bring back the woolly mammoth. If you were listening to Hardwood, you would know all about it. But guess what? I got more stories. Like stories. I can't even speak English. They're coming now. Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Now, there are so many things to bring up from idiots.
Does the Stanford story count as a Hardwood story? Nah, that's more news. That's news.
That's news.
Just hardcore news.
Yeah,
we'll wait till the end. We'll wait till the end.
Yeah,
to
that was
drop
going to say
on
the last
people.
segment. That's more last segment. Now, Hardwood-esque. I kind of almost want to start with you in this celebrity beef.
Right. Okay, let's do it then. Bro Bible put out these interesting. It's UFC Celebrity Fight Night.
Yes.
He said Dana White should put together a UFC Celebrity Fight Night.
It's beef.
So we're gonna
baby.
go through these, and we're gonna talk through them. And they're known ones. They're known beefs. So we'll get into it. Tom Cruise, Justin Bieber. Who wins?
Okay, see, unfortunately, because Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, and I don't care if you say this and you think I'm bad, but what's his name? Danny ain't looking too good. Leah Remini's watched that show one day. Seems like they be teaching you like ninja stuff up at Scientology.
I'm giving Bieber. I'm giving Bieber this
Dude,
one. I'm
Bieber
sorry,
is
man.
on YouTube. He's like 4'2". I know
Well, Tom Cruise. You think Tom Cruise is taller than 4'2"?
He's 4'9". Okay?
Get out of here. No, man.
But you
I
know
think
what?
Bieber's the taller
He
guy.
might be. Tom
He's
Cruise
got the length.
could be 60 years old, but he has fake butt cheeks and fake muscles. And
Wait, is that true?
Oh, I mean,
Are you just like?
I'm making stuff
Okay,
up
all
on
right,
that
all right,
one.
cool.
But,
Yeah,
but-
I like
but
it. It's funny.
He's so old. There's no way that old man can keep going into Mission Impossible and like all of a sudden look younger and younger and younger, unless he's having major surgery or they're just CGIing the hell out of that joint. So Tom Cruise, the other reason I also could, like I said, I think he could beat up Bieber is for two reasons. One, Bieber has never been in a fight because I hate to say this, I'm going to just be honest. Y'all's age group is weak. Y'all don't even fight, man. By the time I was 20 years old, I was in at least 100 fights. At least.
How many have you been into this day?
Now that I'm an old man, I don't
No,
get
yeah,
in
but
fights, I
give
get
me a number.
arrested.
Give me a number.
In my entire life?
Yeah.
Well, the last one I got into, I got in a fight with a cop and I got arrested.
No, I'm talking about how many do you think you've been in?
Probably
your life?
110.
All right, so you want to make it 111 in the hallway right now?
Dude, hell no, I'm old. That was a
See,
good
look,
answer.
you're the weak one, aren't you?
No,
now, never mind the
because
second
I
one.
will stick this in your neck. I'm an old man. I don't fight fair. I'll poke out your eyeball. I'll rip off your things.
The second one. You remember when Jordan Rogers, this is Aaron Rodgers' brother, was on Bachelor? You've heard of him, right?
Yes, I know Jordan.
And know
Rogers.
how
He
he
played
mentioned
quarterback,
how
by the
much
way, actually.
he mentioned how much he hated his brother.
Yes,
really.
he does not like Aaron.
So who you got? Aaron Rodgers, or Jordan Rodgers?
One, I'm going to take the guy with the hate in his heart. Aaron Rodgers has been sitting around with Danica Patrick. They're watching like, what is that show? What is that commercial she did?
They're watching Bachelor. Man.
No.
GoDaddy or what?
GoDaddy. They're just watching a bunch of GoDaddy videos over and over on loop when Danica was hot. And it's probably like on top of their waterbed because he's probably got a waterbed from like 1980.
Why has he got a waterbed?
Because he's a rich dude that plays in Green Bay and they're just weird. And he
I
dates
don't think
Danica
rich
Patrick.
dudes have waterbeds nowadays. I think that's more of like an 80s, 90s thing.
And I just got, dude, with his beard.
You just, okay.
I just
All
think
right.
Aaron Rodgers is a very
We'll
weird
assume
dude.
waterbed for
Now,
you.
his brother, he played at Vanderbilt, okay? He wasn't at Cal. He didn't get drafted. He wasn't in a draft room. Can I just tell you about his brother? He can't go on television without talking about the hate that he has for his older brother. That is called straight up vengeance. And let me tell you something. If he ever got in the room with Aaron, he might kill him.
I'm taking Jordan Rodgers. Man.
I'm taking Jordan
and
all day.
In the octagon, easy money.
Look, Jordan all day long, all day strong. Aaron is a better quarterback, a better probably even human being. But Jordan would whip him just because of straight up anger. And again, Tom Cruise would whip Bieber because kids are just weak today. Greg Gaston said it best. The wussification of America.
Shut
and by the way, the
up.
other thing is,
Shut up.
Bieber's Canadian.
Okay, and
USA.
Anyway, I might have to skip this one if you're not familiar. Do you know Nicki Minaj?
Yeah. I
Cardi
know.
B as well?
Of course, I know.
Who's
both
winning,
of
Nicki
them.
Minaj or Cardi B?
Dude, Nicki Minaj. Are you kidding me? She's part of the Illuminati. You haven't heard? She's been in, have you not seen this? I watched it on one of your TV shows.
This was not on the History Channel, buddy.
Dude,
They were not talking about Nicki Minaj and the
hold on.
Illuminati.
I swear you're going to think I'm joking. The History Channel did a show on the Illuminati, and it had, Nicki Minaj and Puff Daddy and a bunch of rich dudes.
This was at, when was
Jeffrey
this?
Epstein. It
was
was
this
just
at
going-
3:38 in the morning?
This was on during COVID-19. I've been on a break watching TV, brother. I'm telling you, I ain't the only one. 67129. They had Epstein, Maxwell. They had Minaj. They had not Menage a Trois. They had Nicki.
So you got Nicki Minaj though.
Oh,
long
heck
story
yes.
short.
If you have Minaj in your name, you can take on 3. Trust me.
Oh my God.
Hey, my answers are great. Let's just be real.
All right. Next, I got Eminem, Marshall Mathers versus Nick Cannon. Obviously, they had their beef over Mariah.
Can I just take a little secret? Nick Cannon is a real, true life whiz, okay? His girlfriend beat him up for years and was bigger than him. Has he ever dated a woman that wasn't bigger than him? Why? Because there's not a woman or man that is not bigger than him. He's the only dude on television who's you can't stand next to me because everybody might know I'm actually smaller than.
That's the thing, yeah.
What's the little dude?
But
that
here's the thing.
everybody
But
knows? Who's
Eminem's
the little
skinny.
guy?
Eminem's a skinny guy.
But let me tell you something. You don't come down 8 Mile and get tough, okay? He's got vomit on his spaghetti.
Vomit on his spaghetti?
Yeah, his arms are ready. You know what I'm saying? He's rapping, yeah, and he's going down Detroit's 8 Mile. Now Nick Cannon, who's his mom? Eddie Murphy? Is his dad or something? I don't know. Nick Cannon don't come.
Look. I would probably lean
Don't
Eminem.
play on
I would
Marshall Mathers, bro.
I would lean Eminem on this one.
Marshall
I
Mathers
would lean
got
Eminem.
this one. Do you know why I also say other than Marshall Mathers? 50 Cent got smacked down by Eminem.
What?
Yeah, 50. 50 you high, whatever.
Yeah. When did this happen?
I don't know, dude. I'm not
All right,
I don't work for MTV.
Then this is the biggest mismatch by far, and this is the last one I'll bring up.
Carl's over there. Ask Carl.
Commissioner of UFC Dana White or Darren Rovell?
Oh
God!
I want.
Rovell might die.
Now I want.
Rovell might die in the ring.
This would be exciting, actually, because I think Dana White shows no mercy. And by the way, do you know that he has the crazy look? Do you know that he's been asked a question by hardcore journalists, and they're going to ask him a question, and they're like, we're going to go at you for, you don't pay your employees. You don't do this. They say all that stuff before he comes on. Then he comes on and he looks at them. And they're like, Dana White, greatest guy ever. UFC, we love you, Dana White. Because you know what? They know Crazy Eyes. Everybody out there, you can be driving your car. You don't have to see me. But if you did see me on Twitter, you know I ain't got crazy eyes. Gabe might have crazy eyes. But you know what? If you saw Crazy Eyes, let me just tell you something. You stay away from Crazy Eyes. Dana White's got crazy eyes, and he would rip Darren Rovell.
I've seen Darren Rovell try to attempt athletic feats. I think he took on Big Cat from Barstool in basketball, lost 11-0. I've seen him run a 40-yard dash. It was a 6.41. It looks like he has no hamstrings or Achilles tendons.
By the way, I got to do a quick thing. I just got hit with somebody. Somebody came up and said real quick, man, there's no way that Nick Cannon beats up Marshall Mathers. You got to think about it. And here's what they said. If you were born in satin, do you think that you could ever get down and dirty? Think about his wife. Think about his upbringing. And then think about Marshall Mathers. Have you ever seen his first wife? See, Marshall Mathers divorced his first wife because she used to beat him for a reason. He's toughened up. What was her name? Kim?
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
Now, who was Nick Cannon's first wife that left him? Mimi. Dude, if your wife's name is Mimi, do you think you're tough? Mimi or Eminem?
Oh, God.
Mimi or Kim? Just telling you. I'm just putting it out there.
So which one of these is your favorite matchup? Favorite matchup?
My favorite matchup?
I liked your commentary on Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B.
No, that makes just the most sense because, again, if you have Minaj in your name, you definitely can take on 3. It's just simple. It's a mathematics equation. I'm good with logic. I'm good with numbers. But my favorite beef is probably the brother beef. Like, I love the
Aaron Rodgers,
I
Jordan
love
Rodgers.
Aaron and Jordan.
That'd be a close
again,
one.
Everybody in their mind is thinking, well, of course.
What do you think, even money?
He's the
even
quarterback.
money?
Oh, if I could get even money on that, knowing the rage with it, Jordan.
No, I'm saying what? Each side?
Oh, it would be even money.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's what
would
I'm saying.
think because they're looking at Aaron. They're like he's the Super Bowl man. He's Aaron Rodgers. Jordan, you know what he's bringing to that? Straight up, every time he's watched him like win a trophy or when he watched when he throws like when Aaron Rodgers is about to get sacked and he throws like a Hail Mary to the other Rodgers. He's screaming at the other Rodgers, "I hate you! Drop the damn ball! How come my brother couldn't have gotten sacked?" Dude, there is vengeance built up, man. I want to see that fight. Hit me up 672-129. Seriously. If you don't want to see that, you're crazy. Also, remember to hit me up at 901-406-1101. Why? Well, it's not me, but it's my buddy Bill. And guess what? I called him 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Any house, any area, as is. Damn, as simple as that. It ain't like hard. It's kind of like Aaron, Jordan do not like each other. If you can't pay your bills, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. He will. If you can't stand your renters, 901-406-1101. Bing, bang, boom. Just sold all your houses because renters are annoying. And right now they don't even want to pay rent. If you're just moving on up, guess what? I'm going to help you move into that big old super, 15th floor down at River Tower, penthouse overlooking the mighty Mississippi. I'm going to help you move up into the sky. But you got to have your house sold first, right? Because you need to put down, that 20%. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. No matter your issue, seriously. Any house, any area, as is. As simple as that. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. Call 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. Coming up next, last segment of the day. You definitely don't want to miss this. A little Stanford news. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Napa know-how. At Napa, we've stopped thinking outside the box. Instead, we're thinking inside the bucket. The $2.99 Napa bucket, to be exact. When you fill those bad boys with auto parts, you can get 20% off 3 or more items that fit inside. No overthinking required. Just get your bucket, fill it up, and save 20%. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores, exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 7/31/20.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Start your day at Sunrise Memphis. Located in Midtown, enjoy delicious biscuit sandwiches and all their menu has to offer with quick and easy to-go and delivery options. Whether it's breakfast, brunch, or lunch, don't distance yourself from great food. For more information on Sunrise Memphis, visit sunrise901.com or call 901-552-3144 to place your order. Stay healthy and eat Sunrise Memphis today.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Whoa. Welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am Johnny Radio, and we definitely didn't want to talk about this during Hardwood because we like to have fun, and man, that was some fun. If you missed any of it, make sure you go to the podcast at Sports 56 WHBQ. Me and Gabe are pretty funny, actually, to tell you the truth. Now,
that's all you, man.
Something that's really, though, is not funny, by the way, Gabe. It's very, very depressing. By the way, though, if without the questions, hey, there are no answers, so it takes two, and you are great. But, man, I'll tell you one thing. Stanford, 11. That's 1-1. 11 sports. What's going to happen now?
It looks like they're cutting them, and they have said they will not be able to get them back regardless of the situation, even if they do funding within those sports. This includes men's and women's fencing, field hockey, lightweight rowing, men's rowing, squash. Are you familiar with squash?
Yes, it is. I love it. It's a vegetable. Okay.
Synchronized swimming, men's volleyball, and wrestling are all cut there. Obviously, we don't mean to make light, but that was
yeah, I was just trying to be
funny. But 11 have been cut, and this is just more news around what COVID-19 is doing to college athletics programs.
Now, this is another thing that's also sad. We always talk about what's going on in sports, to be honest with you. And I do have to say, the Rams and Chargers, they have a new home. It's kind of due to get built. You know what I'm saying? They have a deadline, I'm sure. Did you know that 6 people have died in 6 straight weeks? You need to call their safety regulations, bro. Or no. 2 people have died. 26 people have been positive for COVID. I'm sorry, and 6 people have been injured, where they have to go to the damn hospital. But again, 2 deaths in 6 weeks. 2 deaths. 6 hospitalizations. 26 workers have tested positive for COVID. That is according to Turner AECO Hunt. Again, he didn't mention how the person died. But again, bro, within 35 days, you have 2 people die on the same site. You have 6 other people who gotten injured to where they had to go to a hospital. And again, for some reason, I do know this. One of the factors is for some reason they're falling. I don't know much more about that. But, I understand that, hey, if you're doing construction, it's dangerous work. Don't get me wrong. I know it's not, but you can't be falling. You know what I'm saying? They got to have, harnesses or something. Right, Gabe?
You would think, yeah. A lot of safety equipment.
Bro, I would think so. But, again, I hate to say this. You know who's in charge of this project, don't you? Who took your team? Stan Kroenke? Isn't that him?
Yeah, we don't speak his name around where I'm from.
I'm just saying, if I was him, man, you would think I guess he's got life insurance policies or whatever. But damn, man, I know y'all got a date to reach, but dude. Just do me a favor.
Keep your workers alive, maybe?
Don't let anybody else get COVID. Don't let anybody else fall. And please don't let anybody else die. It's only been 35 days between each death. And the thing that's sad, in between that 35-day period, 26 positive COVID tests, and not only 2 deaths, but also 6 hospitalizations. I just got to say one thing. If you're like part of Los Angeles County, I'm sure you're busy because you can't go outside, but send somebody over there to look at that thing and be like, yo, y'all making sure y'all following safety protocols? Don't sound like it. I don't see that many people dying at U.S. work sites. But anyway, coming up next, you're going to have some fun because we got Brett. We got my man Drew. For Gabe, I'm John. Get out there, make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace!
Commitment, dedication,